Oh, I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something you said. Hey, y'all, come on in. You're here on a good day.
We are getting spicy today with Spearhead Shaving.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack. Cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, Marcus would like to talk about Spearhead Shaving.
Y'all, they had to close their doors last year. We were so sad because we would never be able to get our hands on a brand new tub of sea spice lime. Well, as we say around here, everything in this hobby that goes away has a way of coming back if it's amazing. And the work they do at Spearhead Shaving is amazing. House of Mammoth has swept in and revitalized Spearhead Shaving. We have even seen some pictures and rumblings that tubs are being filled with some test batches right now. So keep your ear to the ground, or here at the Barbershop Duet, we will let you know how that journey is progressing. And what is our soap today? Well, today, you are going to Rome.
I am in Rome.
Do I lie? All right, y'all, from the sales page for Roman Spice.
Vintage Seaforth enjoyed over 4 decades of success before halting production in the early 80s. Sadly, there were no new Seaforth scents released in the 80s, 90s, or 2000s. But what would they have been like? Surely Seaforth would have focused on the key trends of the era, just as Vintage Roman Spice did in 1968. Our rendition of Roman Spice was developed by Sean Mohair of Mohair Olfactive and Chatillon Luxe to imagine a fresh Seaforth scent from the Gen X millennial generation.
From the moment I first smelled the Master from Zingari, I knew Sean Mohair was something special, and we have been mispronouncing his name ever since. Perfumer's note: in resurrecting this scent from the 1960s, we envisioned how the trends of fresh scents have evolved over the decades. The assertive citrus and lavender of the 80s, the evolution into airy and aquatic transparency in the 1990s, to the beechwood scents of the 2000s and beyond. So the modern Roman Spice takes a tour through all 3 of these most iconic fresh notes from each decade, creating something wholly unique and totally nostalgic. It's wearable for any occasion, always pleasant and welcoming.
The Highland base is rich in skin-loving oleic acid with a uniquely smooth and creamy lather. The soft soap lathers easily with exceptional slickness and post-shave feel. Load lightly with a damp brush and add water slowly for a slick and luxurious lather.
And y'all, this is one of the most beloved bases in all of the wet shaving world. Come along with us. We're going to open the box.
Last one.
We're going to wax nostalgic here. This is our very last package from the OG Seaforth. Here we go.
Box in a bag. Here we go.
We got one left, I think.
Hiding in the box.
There it is. Oh, look at the color. Oh, my favorite. There it is. Y'all will come along with us for a Roman first impression. Y'all, before I open this, I noticed there are some scent notes on the front here that are not on the sales page here.
No.
Like spring water, frankincense,
Grapefruit?
geranium. Hold on. When Sean Mohair says the scent notes include those things, he's just telling me he's got more secrets up his sleeve, which I'm going to figure out
You must,
right
yes.
now. Okay, here we go. Taking it in, and look at this pour. Y'all, is that not beautiful? All right, let's see. I wonder how much of that original Seaforth DNA is going to be in
We're
here
about
from
to
the
find
original
out.
spice, like it is in Black Watch.
Right, but there's supposed to be some other generations in there,
I know,
so let's
right?
see.
A little bit of a freshie, maybe?
I don't know.
Ooh, okay, here we go. Thank God they're coming back, because this is incredible. Hold on. I didn't even want to start dissecting yet.
That's fine.
I just wanted to take it in
Along for
it's
the ride.
so new, so fresh, but so very grounded. Hold on. Oh, it's gorgeous. Well, that's the thing with freshies. They're a little bit too transparent for me. They're a little bit too high citrus. There's nothing really that grounds them. And if you've ever gone on a walk with me uphill, you know that I need some grounding in my sense. This has some beautiful, subtle, but beautiful and strong herbs, resins, things that are grounding the freshie. But here's the other thing about the Freshie that sits on top of those. It's intriguing. I feel like with Acqua di Gio, even Acqua di Parma, it's meant to be a little bit crowd-pleasing, a little bit washing over you like a summer breeze. This is more like a head turner. This is more like a what? And that's even just in the top part of the Freshie. Whoa. Hold on. What's like Liberace? I don't dress like this not to get noticed. That's the kind of set notes that are going on in here. Wild. Hold on. Okay, so you know how Black Watch kind of had a spine of that original C4 Spice for me?
I'm with you.
This doesn't. This starts completely over. So I know they're referencing an EDP from the 60s, but I don't recognize any of it in this. But you know what I do recognize a bit of that was referenced a little bit? I Wore La Mail by Jean-Paul Gaultier for a decade after college. And this has got that beautiful, vibrant floral that's in the middle of that kind of thing from the 80s. That's the part it's borrowing.
Now off to the 90s. What do we get there?
Well, that's the Acqua di Gio kind of lane of things, but it's been reconstructed. It's been rebuilt. I don't actually get any Acqua di Gio. I get that kind of a lane, but in a very new way where the citruses are brighter and the sweets are a little bit deeper. And the thing I love about Sean Maher as a perfumer is he has a way of putting a natural filter over everything. Even the original Seaforth spine, I get with more of a natural oak moss, more of a natural woody sense than I'm used to. Y'all, with this, there is just a beautiful outdoor woodsiness to the woods at the base of this, almost like walking through my grandfather's orchard in summer and sensing that dry wood all around you. And you know how sometimes barbershops or things like that will add patchouli to give a little bit of a mouth-watering, squinchy part to the bottom, so it does take a very tangy, herby turn for the rest of the sweets to sit on. This is doing that, but it's not doing it with patchouli. It's doing it with something else, a little bit reminiscent of that, but not in the same way, and it's really intriguing. And then as it goes into the 2000s part of things, the woody part, I think what's happening is the sweets, I want you to smell this so you can see if I'm right. The sweets are being balanced out with a wood that's almost equally sour. So that part in the orchard, the dry wood, that's the bottom part. But at the very top, I'm getting something a little bit birchy, a little bit sheepray, a little bit sour that's balancing out the sweets. And I think that's the 2000 part. Now, for my nose, having smelled a bunch of stuff from the 90s, 2000s, 80s, they shouldn't segue this well. They shouldn't segue this well and still be identifiable as their own piece of the puzzle. But they are. And again, master perfumer at work here, folks.
I love that they put that in the write-up to kind of give us a guideline, because I don't know if we would have known how to nail this down, which is kind of fun.
And it's dense. There are some scents that are kind of like airy. There's room between the notes. Y'all, this is like going on Twilight Zone Tower of Terror at Disney on a very crowded day and you're packed in like sardines in the first room where they show you the movie. That's these scent notes. And when you take a step back, almost something balsamic, almost something winey, almost like this purple note, not whiny, like, and fabulously and obviously masculine, but equally at home on Kathleen Turner in Romancing the Stone. You know what I mean? Marion in Indiana Jones.
Yeah, okay.
This is Marion. All right, do you want to go off and look for the Ark of the Covenant with me? I think you should take that in. I'm so curious to see what you get.
Especially knowing it's like all those different decades kind of snuck in here.
Right.
Okay.
I love it when a perfumer has a clear vision like that, though. It's a great guide.
I see what you mean by the woods here. They're almost like peppery and herby. Like that's what my nose found first. Like I can tell it's in the Seaforth lane, but things have happened to it. And I can tell it's a familiar perfumer with Sean Maher. But they were brave and gutsy in trying to get all those decades into one. And I agree, they shouldn't be friends. But in here, they really are. They're riding that line of being masculine without being in your face about it.
Right.
So I think that's what each decade has kind of shown, starting from the 60s when this first came around, then going through each decade. They have gotten a little more aquatic or a little more citruses or florals and things within the masculine lineup. And I like how within each decade, there are pieces that kind of built into the next. So somehow it's oddly really whiffable going through each of those decades. I don't know if I would have known that they were all smashed in here. It's really dense, but it doesn't feel like it. Like it just feels like it's a fun ride all the way through.
This is Daniel, not Cobra Kai.
I like that it doesn't go cologne-y. Somehow, it is still more a gentle after-shaving masculine side, but done with very powerful, wonderful perfuming qualities. Yeah. It just doesn't scream like Cologne House to me, which I kind of like. I don't know why the purple is the perfect color, but it really is. And I'm trying to figure out what's in the middle because it doesn't quite go as floral as my brain thought. It almost, because of the like sweeter, aquatic, citrusy stuff, it blends into the florals and recreates like a whole nother different color. Like I almost get like a royal blue in the middle of this that I wasn't expecting. Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure what decade, maybe that's more the 90s portion of it, or early 2000s, but I'm liking how that's really counteracting the deep spices and the woods of the other decades around it. Right. I peeked. I forgot there was apple in here. There was something sweeter, but very clean and almost like see-through, if that makes sense. Right. And I think it's how the grapefruit apple is bringing you in. So that's why it doesn't go screaming into the masculine side as much, at least at the entrance of the whiff. Then it starts to get not deeper, but a little more denser in those spices. Right. But they're all the most beautiful sides of the spices. If you had to line them up, that's how you know it's a Sean Mohair kind of angle into it. It's not just apple. It's like the best, brighter, honey crispy side of those. And then same thing as you follow like the aquatic-y-ish. This actually says spring water. So to me, it doesn't quite go full on ocean side. I kind of like that it's more the blue kind of cleaner side of the water.
Right. I wonder if cool water kind of started that trend of not being an ocean aquatic, but being more like a silver mountain. Well, Creed probably had someone now that I said that.
But I think that's why your brain immediately went to the freshy side, because there is something clean, but it doesn't quite go aquatic-y in that realm, which I'm kind of liking that that's in here.
And Silver Mountain water didn't go very sweet for me. Cool water went way too sweet for me. This is a beautiful balance of those two.
But I love the exploration within what's happening with all of these scent notes, because there are florals and there are citruses around them, but they're just helping kind of have that fun, different lens into the spring water side for me.
Some of the best pieces of music are notes or chords that you never thought would go great together, but then that artist presents them in a way where you're like, holy crap. Or the way that John Coltrane did it with keys in Giant Steps. That's this.
I really like how dark this doesn't go, but there's something in the woodsy spices that almost could approach a little boozy. I know you mentioned wine, but I'm getting more of the deeper, earthier kind of brown colors. Not soiled notes or anything, but like almost like the barrel, the wood on the barrel of something or the cask of something.
Like a brandy.
Maybe. But that's as deep as it goes. Like you can still see through the color of the brandy. It's not like a dark color. At first when you were suggesting that a female could be wearing this, I was like, I don't know. But now that I'm smelling this, I really kind of get it. And it's way more of a daytime scent to me than I was expecting. I don't know why. Maybe it's more of the spring water action, but there's something about like a midday date to approaching evening kind of thing that this would be a good scent to have. But I feel like if you just want to have a fun day, this kind of hits that category too. It doesn't have to be too dressed up, if that makes sense. But it can be. I'm actually kind of glad we smelt all the other ones from Seaforth before we did this one. I don't think we realized the lineage that was going on, but I think we had to have smelled all of those to understand how fun this one actually is. I know it's called Roman Spice, which makes you think it's way more serious, but there's actually a lot more fun going on in here.
I love how Fleur de France is clearly Sean Maher's take on like Gillette Sun-Up or Skin Bracer kind of thing, but given a depth of elegance that you'd never believe.
So I do feel like this leans oddly more Gen X or millennial than I would have expected, but it is built knowing you're guiding somebody from the 60s all the way to get to become more present somehow. If that helps, I don't know.
And what's cool is while it does have a 2000s bookend with the woods and a 1980s bookend with some florals and stuff like that, I still think you could get away with calling this a freshie.
I totally see why. If we hadn't read Roman Spice, we didn't read how it got here.
Right.
I think if I had to put it in a category, I might agree.
Well, y'all break out your fiddles because we're going to show you a lather that is absolute fire. All right, y'all, back to the sales page for Roman Spice. Why don't you do these and I'll do these.
Okay,
so here we go.
Starting here, we have bergamot, apple, citrus, jasmine, lavender, aquatic, that's all, beechwood, incense, and white musk.
So from the top, I love that the bergamot, apple, and citrus are not coming together to give you something that smells mulled on the stove. They're keeping their own personalities. The citrus is staying on top, the apple's diving down underneath. How are you getting the floral, the jasmine, the lavender?
So you had even kind of hinted at a barbershop kind of floral earlier, and I kind of think putting the jasmine has more of the cologne-ish kind of side. With the lavender, it just has that clean side, so that they're not getting too pretty, if that makes sense. They just kind of leeway into the aquatic-y part.
And this is the part I think I was perceiving as my grandfather's orchard getting cooked in the Stockton sun in the summer. Beechwood.
Right.
That dry driftwood kind of sense.
And it's still clean. It's almost like I get the texture of like sand, but it's not.
And y'all, it's got a little bit of saltiness to it. And if you've ever lived in a place where you've got access to a beach, you may not go anywhere near the water, but when you get home, there will be a fine crust of salt on your face.
And to finish it off with the incense and white musk, that's about as dark as this goes, which is kind of crazy.
And you know what's funny? It's not a burnt incense.
No.
It's frankincense. And I recognize it from frankincense and myrrh from Sterling Soap.
Okay.
In its purest sense, I usually get frankincense as kind of a floor cleaner scent in a good way, but y'all know what I mean. Here's what's cool about this. It's there. It's there. And it's there in the form I know. But the way he has surrounded it, there is absolutely nothing floor cleaner about it. It's like he's figured out exactly what instrument that's supposed to play, and he handed him that saxophone. And the scent note list from the label itself. Gargamel? Grapefruit.
So instead of citrus, we're getting a little more specific.
Are you getting kind of a bitter citrus in that, or is it more like a ruby red kind of grapefruit cocktail?
A little bit more on that line. It doesn't get too sour, but earlier when you were saying something was sour, I was like, I think he's catching a little of the grapefruit without noticing.
And then spring water. I love fantasy notes because obviously spring water's not going to have an essential oil.
But instead of aquatic, that makes a lot of sense.
Right. Jasmine, we got both places. Look at that.
Geranium, you're right. Which I think I do get here. It's a little prettier. Like, that's almost the blue color I'm getting.
And it's a fragile floral for me, kind of in the peony, almost rose-ish sense of things. Frankincense. There you go. Not on there. And then beechwood. And spice. Spice isn't on there.
So instead of incense and white musk, there's just a little bit more description going on.
So I chose the hardware that I thought a Roman soldier would choose from my collection. This is my Hemingway brush made by Zachary Kent at Moon Soaps. They just had a brush drop this weekend. It lasted 4 minutes and 30 seconds for 12 or 15 brushes. Insane. Pro tip, Melody said, if you want to grab a Moon Soaps brush on the next launch, don't worry about the knot. She'll do a separate order. She'll combine them for you later. Just grab the handle, pay for it, and run. And my Captain's Choice polished copper bowl. I love this thing, y'all. They are not charging anywhere near enough for these. Go over to Captain's Choice and check them out. All right, I'm just going to put about an almond size of the soap into the bowl like that. And one of the things I like about this formula is you can feel the little bumps in the soap. That means good things are coming. That's the stearic acid. I'm going to kind of try to put as much water as I'm going to need for the final thing into the bowl right now, but I'm not going to use the water yet. I'm going to let it hang out down there. And I'm just going to start transferring the soap up onto the bristles. Maybe building a little bit of a paste, but I don't want to build a lather yet. Some of that ancillary water is going to help it move on to the bristles. And about every 15 seconds, I'm going to rotate the brush about 25% in my hand so the bristles have a new orientation to grab at that soap. Now, this is not an overly soft soap, but look at this. It's almost gone from the bowl. The water's still down there hanging out because it's all hiding now inside the bristles of your brush. You can take that straight to the face, straight to the legs, or do what I'm about to do. Go down here and grab the rest of the water and bring it into play.
It is smelling wonderful. That turned up. As soon as you added water to it, it just exploded with scent.
I appreciate the potency that Sean perfumes with. Well, it's like a painter who knows how to use bold colors.
Yeah, there you go.
Know? Woo! And the white caps are starting to form like a storm over Lake Tahoe. Look at this.
Look at that lather.
You seeing this? I know we never really talk about lather here in the Barbershop Duet, but look at that Jaws fin coming at you. And this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the Gregory Hines Ethiopia 125th Street with on 3, 1, 2. Oh, that's lovely. Gregory Hines would smell like this. God, I miss that man.
He really would, I gotta say.
Whoa, beautiful. Yeah, he's a good crossover to the dance world and the acting, singing Broadway world for me.
This turned up a little for me in the lather. There's something a little darker that I'm getting here now that is even less of a thing over here.
And you know what I got? If you step way back, past the winey sense.
Okay.
Powder.
Ah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And I think that is the part from the 60s that remains. Everybody in the 60s was trying to figure out new ways to do powder, and they all got it right. Y'all know.
It is. I'm glad that it's called Roman Spice because that is the finish of the whip. The spice does have the final little send-off, I think.
Something creamy to this that goes a little bit beyond sandalwood. Something almost like tonic going on in here in the very bottom.
But it's still that brisk, clean side of it somehow.
Right. And y'all, we love watching our mega great shave on Instagram and YouTube. And he does shaving, but we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet. But we thought you might just like to see a quick preview of what this base does. It goes on your face and you're done and you're ready to shave. Is that insane?
Well, this is like, I'm glad we have a new version, hopefully, of this coming because we barely ever want to shave with these ones because we're just scared they're never going to come back.
You got enough here to cover your legs and my head. That day is coming. Look.
Luckily, the camera's in front of us, so you're good for a little bit.
My sister, when she used to talk to me, called it my flesh-colored yarmulke. We're not sure what happened, nieces. But hey, we're here now, right? And for those who needed proof that we don't actually shave here on the Barbershop Duet, let's take this down just a little bit deeper.
I'm so curious what somebody would get if they walked by you while you were wearing this. Like, would they think it's a cologne? Would they think you just smell good? Like, I'm so curious of what's going on in that person's head.
Well, the quality of this is for sure something I would expect to see at Sephora.
Right.
But it's going to be one of those boundary pushers. It's going to be one of those innovators. It's going to be one of those, well, if you want something a little different, if you want something more signature, more personalized, let me show you what we have over here.
Yeah, I feel like you're talking to somebody at the high-end shopping at Nordstrom's or somebody that's like, oh, I know what you're looking for, and this is what they're going to bust out.
Well, and the cool thing about being a wet shaving hobbyist is we have an arsenal of things at our disposal that you can't find at Sephora. We don't smell like normies. We smell like the beach. Peaches, sawen, tobacco, and aftershaves that have been discontinued for 50 years.
Even smelling like a little bit after wiping it off my face, like somehow that turned something up in the middle that I think I would wear a little more than I originally thought. I really thought this was going to be way more on the masculine side, but I'm kind of liking that mid-tone for me. I'm just saying.
And while it's a super slick formula, I appreciate that it's not too slick. Sometimes I'll do a great shave, but I'll realize that some of my smaller stubble just got passed right over. It takes me another 5 minutes to rinse off the slickness sometimes. Not here, y'all.
What is that sweeter thing in the middle? Is it more like the grapefruit and the florals coming out? I can't tell. The spring water, maybe?
I think it's kind of the florals from the 80s, but it's being bound with something else at the very top from the 2000s that I just can't figure out yet.
I'm kind of glad we smelled it this time of year because it fits perfectly for spring to summer. Like it just approaches, the sun is out, there's some action in our lives, and we are having fun.
Now, we cannot guarantee that this will be one of the scents that will come back, or at least immediately when Seaforth does reopen.
Right.
But we can dream, can't we?
If we can make our vote count, we'll vote for it.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be entering the hobby, starting your little YouTube show, reaching out to some of your new friends to see what their favorites are. Well, you're going to hear a lot about certain artisans, but you're also going to hear a lot about one particular soap, one particular green soap, one particular flanker to Sea Spiced. And you're going to be told if you're even looking at Spearhead shaving, don't get Sea Spiced. Get Sea Spiced Lime, which started our entire journey, and we got our own. So head over to GoSeaforth.com where you'll find this and all kinds of other cool stuff. So it's official, y'all. Spearhead Shaving is back. Go check out GoSeaforth.com to see what inaugural offerings Ben has put on the table, and there are lots more to come, and we could not be happier. Y'all, sometimes I want a 60s aftershave homage, and this has me covered, but sometimes I want to experience those freshies from the 2000s and beyond, and somehow those are in here too, perfectly, seamlessly melded like a zipper by a master perfumer, and in one of my favorite, most functional, most comfortable bases in the wet shaving world, and one of the most fun to make. Thank you, Seaforth. We will be back. Hey, welcome to Messages.
So for our June giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to Zingari Man.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to WeSentYou at thebarbershopduet.com so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back on our first July episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
Y'all, I have always kept these in our cabinet at eye level because look how beautiful they are. As collectors at heart, look how gorgeous these side labels are, how handsome they look stacked in our cabinet. And I think our next one after they reopen is going to be the original spiced, because I've always been curious about what that smelled like, and I was kind of trying to find it after they left. So hey, y'all, all good things are new again in this hobby. Don't you love it?
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.